Welcome to MF Tarot. This is going to be an alternate interpretation on the Ace of Swords. This is the Ace of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite. This is kind of not based necessarily on this card. I had an experience where I had two Ace of Swords show up in a reading from two different decks, and they looked drastically different. This is the Ace of Swords from the Wild Unknown Tarot. This is the Ace of Swords from the Tarot del Fuego. And very drastically different interpretations of the Ace of Swords, even compared to this. Like, look at how different they are. But they showed up side by side, and so it got me thinking. I was looking through the different aces that I had in different decks, and how this idea of like a divine truth, you know? What is the truth? Because I at least I think in the Rider-Waite, if you look at the progression of the the suit of swords, honestly, the only truth, if you view the swords as truth, there's other aspects to it, but for the sake of simplicity for this video, we're just going to talk about truth. One of the facets of the swords. It's coming from the sky. This hand, this divine hand, is coming and presenting a upright sword. In the traditional Rider-Waite, there's only two cards that have the sword held completely upright, as in it's completely whoever's wielding it has complete control and understanding of it. And it's the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and, you know, come to think of it, there might be three. Yeah, there's three. Justice. Justice is another one. So, this is just in the traditional. There's only three cards where the sword is being held upright and properly wielded. And in this is the start of the suit, the start of truth. So I think, in a way, it's kind of saying the ultimate truth is not of a human perspective. The ultimate truth is a divine truth. The truth comes from, you know, your higher self, or from God, or from source, or whatever, the universe, whatever you believe in. That's what the truth lies in, not in a human perspective. So, that's the summary of that. Here, well, you've got clear skies here. You know, this is a lot more happier representation. This has foreboding, you know, stormy weather in the background. You know, you have a truth card here, but there's lightning bolts. Or is it coming suddenly? Is it a harsh truth? You know, it's still divine, it's still floating in the air, it's still being presented. But does the truth come from, instead of just kind of out of the air in a peaceful way, does it come drastically? Does it come forcefully? Is it kind of difficult when it happens? It's a little bit reminiscent of the original tower. You know, you have a tower with the lightning bolts crashing on it. But you do have this rainbow-colored snake. Yes, you can't see where its head is, but it's wrapped around the sword, as in like maybe cutting through. It depends on what these symbols mean to you, but you know, the rainbow-ness is the different aspects, the multitude of aspects truth can potentially have. Maybe that's a human element, since it's more earthly, of an earthly creation. It's a manifested creature that's wrapped around it. Is the infinity symbol, like what comes around goes around, everything will work out, as truth ebbs and flows, you know. But then, you know, you have this Ace of Swords, where there's fire, and I don't know if those are mountains or volcanoes at the bottom, but there's suns peeking out behind them. They look a lot happier, except there's fire burning everywhere. Little stars or puffy clouds or something going on. And two separate hands grasping the blade of the sword and bleeding. So in this, does truth hurt? Truth is sudden. Truth is peaceful and revealing. Truth is sudden. Truth hurts. If you grab it, it makes you bleed. There's very different perspectives here on the truth. So, you know, it's keeping, kind of just keeping your mind open to the possibilities that truth can be represented in very different fashions. This seems a lot victorious. This is from the Revelations. It's similar to this because we do have the crown. It is in the sky, you know, where there's clouds, but this seems like it's in control. This seems like a powerful truth. You know, instead of being beholden to a storm or a snake, you know, or fire and blood, it seems a lot more peaceful. It seems a lot more successful. The clarity that can get through the clouds. And then here we have the emerging Toronto Artist Tarot, ETA Tarot, where truth is something you have to swallow. And only the skilled can handle swallowing that. Think about those people who swallow the knives. They practice and they learn how to control their throat so that they can put a knife down their throat and not kill themselves. So is the truth that dangerous that you have to be skilled? You have to be in the right mindset. You have to understand. I mean, with swords, yes, it is about the skill of the wielder. So perhaps the truth is only digestible to those who are skilled enough to understand how to use it. Just different perspectives on that Ace of Swords. I found them to be very interesting. I don't know if this helps you. There's not really a particular interpretation that I'm tooting here, other than when I saw these two cards together, it occurred to me how different situations, how differently people view the truth, or how different how people handle it differently, or there's different situations in which the truth is revealed, and different ways in which the truth is revealed. It can be empowering, it can be scary, it can be bloody, it can hurt, it can be peaceful, it can be victorious, it can be empowering, it can be something only the skilled can do. Even though that's interesting as an ace, you'd think it wouldn't be a skilled person handling the ace, because since it's the beginning of something, but maybe they've finished a cycle, they just left a 10, and now they're moving into the 1, and they're using that knowledge that they've previously gained to be able to handle a new version of the truth. I don't know. Things to think about. It depends on what will come up in a reading. So I hope you like this. I have no idea what I'm going to title this video yet. Since I'm not really spouting one interpretation, I'm just playing with the idea of truth as represented in the tarot. But if you liked it, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. If you have any additional thoughts on the truth, how that Ace of Swords is represented in any decks, other decks, or just even ways you've seen it come out differently, please let me know in the comments below. And thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time.